a podcast to honor the gods.
This better come with a sacrifice.
Dave X Media.
Welcome to the Bits, hosted by your favorite jam buds, Robert.
And Charlie.
Hey, Charlie.
Hey, Robert.
We need to talk about Sadie's song. There's no clever segue this time.
No, we need to sing a song, and there's someone named Sadie in this episode. I don't know, I've been reading the Kane Chronicles a lot. Is it Sadie Kane, or...
Can you imagine Sadie Kane singing this song? Oh my god, that'd actually be fucking great.
No, I think she would want to die before she did that, so...
I don't know, I feel like Sadie would sing this song. Also, we have Phoebe here. Hello, Phoebe.
Hey.
It's Phoebe from Tumblr. Whoa.
Or Phoebe from Monster Donut, or Phoebe from that really good Black Sails YouTube video essay.
I am she is me, to quote Lestat.
Good shit.
Yeah. So we have Phoebe again, who was last on like 10 seconds ago on... What episode was it?
Oh goodness. You were on for Cry for Help.
Yes.
So, you know what? We've like solved the whole, issue between Garnet and Pearl now. Everybody's all good. Everything is
They're
fine.
so good, they don't even appear in this episode.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Steven's the only gem in this episode. Isn't that so weird?
Yeah, no, that's a bit weird to think about. But Phoebe, if you'd like to remind our esteemed listeners who you are, what you do, why you chose this episode, and just for shits and giggles, throw your pronouns in there.
Okay. She, her, and immediately gonna forget everything that you just asked me to do. I am a dramaturg and writer and co-host of Monster Donut, which is a Percy Jackson analysis podcast. And I chose this episode kind of for the same reason as last time, where I like vaguely remembered really liking it, but like didn't remember all that much about it. All I remembered was really enjoying Steven's performance at the end and knowing that I'm a big fan of Sadie. But in rewatching it, I did realize that like a lot of why I probably like Sadie is that she is me. This was a very relatable episode in many ways. Down to the details, I was like, I was also forced to play softball for longer than I want. Swimming too? Oh god, I was on the swim team.
Oh no.
Didn't go to school dances. Oh no.
God, maybe this episode should be called Phoebe's Song.
It should. All episode titles should be retitled to have my name in them somehow, I think.
Oh man.
I mean, oh god, that'd be a fun little challenge to like go through and be like, so like the first one would be the time Phoebe.
The time Phoebe. The Phoebe thing.
Uh-huh.
Phoebe backpack. Too many Phoebes.
I like that one.
Phoebe and the Phoebes.
Damn it, I was about to say that.
Cat Phoebes.
Cat Phoebes.
Phoebe buddies. Serious Phoebe. Phoebe millionaire.
Full Phoebe.
I don't see any issue with any of this. This all sounds good to me.
Phoebe Motel.
Lion 3 straight to Phoebe.
Oh my god. Oh gosh. All right. But before we continue, hey Charlie, did the postman bring us any post?
The postman did not bring us any post today. I'm so sorry, guys. I failed. Big
fucking rip.
I mean, the post woman did deliver Sadie, so like, we got that for the episode.
Yeah, we do love that. That is our package for the episode, Sadie herself. And then, hey, update, because it's been several weeks. It's gonna be several weeks until anyone hears this update. We heard back from Dashcom. We're not getting a panel. Rip.
No.
They offered us an online panel. I don't know if I can say that or not, but I'm saying it anyway. They offered us an online panel, and I don't think we're going to do it for a bunch of different reasons.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah. Also, I think if we were still going to do an online panel, we would still need to buy tickets somehow, which I don't think works well. And I'm like, let's see how good the first new DashCon 2 goes before I'm like, let me buy tickets.
What is money for tickets? Who has that?
Money for here's a big secret about money for tickets, whether it be concerts or conventions or anything else that requires tickets. Nobody has money for those. You just become a slightly irresponsible adult with a credit card and you put it on your credit card and then you hopefully pay it off before the crippling fear sets in. I don't know a single person who's outright paid like for a ticket for a concert or whatever without putting it on the credit card.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about more episodes that we can incorporate Phoebe's name into. I'm sorry. This was a fun little like thought experiment.
Phoebe friend, cry for Phoebe, Keystone
for
Phoebe.
I already said Keystone Phoebe. Oh, I said Phoebe Hotel. Our motel, I mean.
Sworn to the Phoebe.
Sworn to the Phoebe. That's good.
Instead of say uncle,
good.
it's say Phoebe.
Don't worry, bro. None of this is canon. And then the next episode is Catching Phoebe.
There you go. When it Phoebe's.
Oh my god. This is honestly a funny experiment. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna spend a long time just going through the other 68 episodes, being like, how can we Phoebe these episodes? Anyway, like I just said, hey, today we're looking at Sadie's episode, which is season 2, episode 17 of Steven Universe, aka episode 69.
Nice.
Nice.
We couldn't not make the joke. It's
we could have had restraint.
When have you or I ever had restraint? Robert Gamer?
Oh god,
I could have middle named you just then, but I decided not to.
The amount of people who know my middle name, oh my gosh. For a brief second I flashed through the John Mulaney joke, which is not quite applicable for you and me, Charlie. The John Mulaney joke being anyone who, well, in that case, it would be anyone who's met my parents and seen my dick needs to die, but anyone who knows my middle name needs to die now. So yeah, this is Sadie's song. I completely forgot the premise of this episode until I watched it, and I'm like, oh yeah, this one with this bopping fucking song.
So you know what this episode introduces as a plot line? Sadie's like whole arc. Honestly, this is how we eventually get to Sadie killing the suspects, and then even farther out, Sadie and I've forgotten their partner's name. Fuck. But the two of them making music together in future. And yeah, it's so good.
It's so good. So good. I feel you. So let's start talking about the episode. So the episode begins with the residents of Beach City preparing for the Beachapalooza, which God bless any beach town in the United States of America that has a Beachapalooza.
The last time we had one of those, wasn't it Steven and the Stevens?
Yeah. I mean, we've gone over the fact, I think it was last episode or the episode before, we've gone over the fact that it's been a year in show, like at least a year.
Just saying. This is how you know that time is passing once again. Like, this is something that comes around once a year. So it's been a whole year since Steven and the Stevens, guys.
I don't know about y'all, but when it comes to showing the passage of time in a TV show or movie, I am a very big fan of subtle passages of time, like the main characters is accomplishing their main goal or task in the forefront, and in the background we see the seasons change.
Yeah, I like to see a nice haircut change.
That too.
Once in a while,
Yeah.
I'm partial to characters having like a scar that fades over time, like Sadie's.
Ooh,
I mean, it's good. Faded, but it's still there, and they always keep it in her design, which is so good that they're like, we can't forget that this happened, right? She's got a scar forever now.
I think it's Kung Fu Panda 2 that's like scars don't heal, they fade, or like whatever it is.
I wouldn't know this.
Have you never watched Kung Fu Panda 2? Hey, Charlie, do you want to start a Kung Fu Panda podcast?
I do not, actually.
It's 4 movies and a TV show that actually works pretty goddamn well. I'm not gonna lie. It's a silly, like, crappy Nickelodeon cartoon, but it's still very good.
I'm all right. I'm good, actually. But, Steven's passing out all the Beachapalooza flyers, and he goes into the Monster Data, and he's like, there's nobody here. Where's Sadie? Because Lars just, like, walked away. It's like, no, goodbye. He goes all the way into the back, and Sadie's just, she's putting the boxes away, doing all the inventory stuff, and she's singing, and she's dancing, and they do some butt shots, which is kind of weird, because I don't know how old this character is.
Neither do I, but like future is 2 years in the future, right? 2-3 years in the future, and she's like a full ass adult with a partner making music, so gray area.
I feel like she's maybe 17, maybe 18. I don't know if she's in school still.
Gray area.
Sadie's like 19 to me.
Yeah.
No
Sadie
idea.
and listen, because later on it was like when we find out that Sadie like still lives with her mom, she sort of passes it off as like embarrassing, like, haha,
Bunker.
bunker. Yeah. Which I feel like it's definitely hey, I'm a quote unquote adult, but I still live with my mom and I still have my stuffed animals. But that's further ahead. Can we talk about Haven't You Noticed I'm a Star? Because this song fucking slaps.
It's so good.
Haven't you noticed that I'm a star?
Mm.
Olivia Olson, I'm obsessed with her.
As we all should be.
Can everyone in this show sing? And I just forgot that everyone in the show can sing.
Yes, that's like the rule of Steven Universe. It is a musical show.
It's very Too Cool from Camp Rock to me, lyrically.
It sounds like, just your basic like pop song to me. That like
help
Sadie's
it
like,
when
oh,
they
I would never
sing.
like,
Stepping out of
sing that
my
in
heart,
public.
thinking
That's
unseen, I'm turning it
that's
up the
silly
crap,
and
and I
poppy
pose
or
and scream
whatever.
on a joke they
And as
laugh.
you see later, it's like, well, yeah, she's like into horror movies and like weird shit. She's a weird girl.
She's a weird girl. Somebody give her the Jughead hat and have her do the Jughead monologue.
Do we really need that? Do we?
Yeah, why not? You know who would do the Jughead monologue with the Jughead hat? Sadie Kane. That's what Sadie would do.
Weirdo. You're seeing me without this fucking hat?
Yeah, that's how it goes.
That's how my brain says it goes. Okay, doesn't matter.
You'd think they allow the word fuck on the CW.
I wish.
No, but if somebody said it in that show, it would have been Jughead. Let's be clear.
It wouldn't even be Jughead. It would just be Cole Sprouse being like breaking the fourth wall.
That's fair.
So yeah, he stumbles upon Sadie singing the song. At the end of the song, Steven cheers her on, which embarrasses Sadie, and she quickly turns off the boombox. Steven's like, I never knew you could sing. And she admits that nobody knows that she can sing. Steven's like, hey, so I'm helping Mr. Smiley to hand out flyers for Beachapalooza. You should sign up because you sing goods. That's exactly the line, don't quote me. She denies her talent by saying that the song she sang is so cheesy and boring that anyone could sing to it, but she remembers all the words, which I mean, I feel like we all have a song like that.
Yeah, that's, any song from a DCOM
Yeah.
that I know the words to. That's a lot of them.
Every Jonas Brothers song ever written.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to our British friends. Hey, the year 3000 is totally an original song made by the Jonas Brothers.
Yeah, it is.
And if anyone else did make it, the Jonas Brothers sang it better.
That one's true.
that one is kind of true, I'm not gonna lie.
So Sadie and Steven go back to Sadie's house. This is where we see her bunker, her basement. Okay, she's just got like a corner of stuffies.
I also have a corner of
So do I.
stuffies.
I do too, but like Sadie's not into it. She's just like, yeah, I don't know what to do with these. Like, I don't want them. Steven, do you want one? He's like, I can't break up a family.
Yeah, that's both parts of my brain at the same time, where I'm like, I don't know what to do with these stuffed animals, but I've had them since I was a child. I can't just get rid of them.
Yeah, I can't get rid of anything. I just keep getting more. I'm holding up a stuffy. Robert, this is you. This is you as a stuffy.
For hey, visual medias are great for a podcast. Charlie's holding up a Detective Pikachu plushie.
I need to get it a Camp Half-Blood shirt, and then it'll just be Robert.
Oh my god.
Okay?
Making that Pikachu hat my persona was a mistake, but also pretty cool. Anyway. Steven says that before Sadie can practice singing, they need to figure out what she's going to wear, which, because he's referencing his act from 2 years ago. He's like, what should your gimmick be? She doesn't want any. She's like, singing is already a lot for me, which I mean,
Valid.
This is building. It's already been happening a lot over the past 2 seasons, but I'm fast forwarding to that episode in future where Steven is like so involved in all of his friends and is like, when did you and Lars like make up off camera privately? Steven is right now trying to do a lot of controlling, and I'm like, damn.
I mean, yeah. I mean, the vibe is that like Steven and as we see like 2 minutes later, Barb like are the controlling ones trying to like, make Sadie do what they want her to do. But it does come from an innocent place of just like, oh, I want you to like succeed. I'm really proud of you for like going and doing this thing. But it gets like, actually I have to control all of it. Like it gets to a weird place of like bad shit. And yeah, so like Barb shows up and Sadie's just like, oh no, we can't talk about this anymore. Why don't you come over later, Steven? And she just like barges in.
It's that line from Fairly Odd Parents. Oh god, what is it? Sadie, I'm respecting your privacy, but I'm assuming my authority as a parent by coming in anyway. Crash.
That's such a vibe that that I understand because my parents also did this. Yeah, when you wear headphones too often and then they're like, you don't hear me knock anyway, so I'm just gonna come in. Like, that's not better, actually. Maybe don't do that.
Charlie, I don't know if a machinist and a dramaturg are the people you need to you need therapy from, but we will help you if we can.
Yeah, no, you're my therapist now. Didn't you know that?
I don't make enough money to be a therapist.
What does that mean, Robert? What does that mean?
I don't know. Phoebe, what is your therapeutic advice?
Great job. Thank you. Thank you so much. You guys have cured me, actually. I have no more trauma, actually. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good at my job.
Yeah, if you have no more trauma, we can fill it up with more trauma as we get through later episodes. So, yeah, Sadie's mom comes home. It's Barbara, who we last saw in that fucking episode with the male guy. Fucking, what's his face?
Where Jamie no longer wanted to deliver mail to Steven's house. Barb had to do it. So that's how we met Barb. She's the only other man, woman, or animal in the area. The three genders, my friends. Mailman, woman, animal.
Where does this reference come from? You sent that in the group chat.
Because that's what she said. She's like, I'm the best mailman, woman, or animal in the area. It's like, okay, sure.
So I guess in the universe of Steven Universe, they have animal mail carriers.
I don't know, man. I'm just going off of what she's saying.
Dude, how fucking cool would it be to get a letter from like a falcon?
Very cool. Can we reinstate falcons as mail deliverers? Can we do that? Is that possible?
I'd absolutely shitpost.
I'd vote for it.
To people that don't need mail, but with a falcon. Yeah, so eventually Barbara finds out that Sadie's going to perform in Beachapalooza, and she gets super excited, and she's like, we got to start planning everything right away. We got to decide what you're going to wear, what you're going to do. They like go through Sadie's closet, and they find her ballerina outfit. And it's like, yeah, Mom, I did ballet when I was 10. And then they find her swimsuit, and it's like, yeah, I swam for like a month when I was 11. And then they find her softball uniform. And Sadie's like, yeah, I used to play softball, but then I was kicked out because my mom punched the umpire.
I forgot I was also a ballerina.
Yeah, so Phoebe's song.
Mm-hmm.
I did a lot of like similar things, but I was not forced to do them. I just was trying to figure out what my thing was. So, you know, I did the ballet and tap. That was the thing. I did the gymnastics until I fell on my butt. I did soccer, which was mostly me not playing and just drinking juice in the corner with the boys and flirting with them. I did basketball. I did martial arts until they were like, hey, you're 12 now, you have to go into the adult class, actually. And I was like, no, goodbye. So I have a first degree black belt, but I stopped at that point.
Rip.
It's a cool lore drop, being a first degree black belt.
I have told my girlfriend this, and she does not believe me.
Charlie, can you punch people?
I can. I have punched people.
Fuck yeah. Well, not fuck yeah, because like I imagine it's not a great scenario. You have to punch people, but fuck yeah, punch them out, Charlie. And so Barbara and Steven essentially just like a montage plays with the song in the background, and they're like making up Sadie, and they're practicing the routine, and it's a lot, dude.
But she was like, "Let's keep it simple, okay?" Did Barb hear that? No, she did not hear it. She was like, huh? What was that? All of a sudden, making Sadie, like, try on heels and dance in them and try on all this makeup and try on this outfit.
So, yeah, and then at the end, they're like, hey, we should put Sadie's name on the flyer. And Sadie's like, we should, maybe we shouldn't. And Barbara's like, oh, you're right. Let's make it a surprise. And Steven agrees that Sadie has to go on as the final mystery act, which is terrible. On the night of the event, Mr. Smiley introduces, honestly, if this was like a talent show, if you could vote, this would be my vote. It's Kiki and Nanafue on stage acting as a ventriloquist and a doll. And I'm like, this is beautiful. This is comedy right there.
I love Nanafue so much. She's the best. It's also the fact that she's just like, I'm not a dummy. Why did he call me a dummy? Like, that's so mean. But she's all dressed up in like a little suit and a top hat.
You wouldn't vote for Ronaldo's lecture on what is it? Aliens, rock people, whatever he's about to.
Oh God, not the rock people thing.
I can't imagine, because it has to be like a PowerPoint. Like, that's what he's fucking doing. He's doing like a PowerPoint.
But he's got a chalkboard.
Oh, that's even worse. He's drawing diagrams and shit.
Yeah.
What's even worse is that he's probably getting a lot of things right about the Gem Society off camera, and we're not seeing it.
Yeah, that's true. But he's also being offensive because he's calling them rock people, which I'm pretty sure in the later episode, Steven's like, please don't say that. That's offensive, actually.
There's a species of alien in Ben 10. I don't remember their actual name, but the characters in the show continuously call them sludge puppies, which later on in the series, we're talking like 14 seasons later, the people are like, hey, don't call us sludge puppies. We consider that a slur. And it's like, ah, damn.
Oops.
Yeah. So while Ronaldo is probably calling the crystal gems a bunch of slurs, Steven, Sadie, and Barbara are in the backstage. They're commenting on how the flyers work. There are so many people at the event. Steven, you are a small beach town with like nothing really going on other than this fucking Beachapalooza. Of course, everyone's gonna go to the Beachapalooza.
Yeah, of course. There's like 15 people here. They're all at Beachapalooza. What else were they going to do with their night?
15 people here. Wow, so many people.
Exactly. So this is where Mr. Smiley finds out that, oh my goodness, the special guest, it was Sadie? No way. Barb is putting like a bunch of glitter on Sadie also. Like just continuously still making her up, putting more glitter on her and everything. And she's just so uncomfortable. She has to force a smile. Is she happy?
I don't think she's happy.
I don't think she's happy either. Also, Jamie is on stage and he's miming. Jamie's a mime. It's amazing.
I loved the setup joke that Mr. Smiley did to like set up him coming out.
You're mailman and mime, is what he says.
I love a portmanteau. I don't think that's what it is, but I'm calling it that anyway.
Sadie's mom goes to get more glitter, of course, and like leaves Sadie and Steven alone for a second. Sadie like looks around and is like, oh my God, there's too many people. Nope, I can't do this. She gets a drink of water, like, trying to calm herself down, and starts ruining the makeup. And Steven's like, I can fix it. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Sadie's had enough. She dunks her whole head into like that water dispenser thing in the back.
Sadie, people want to drink water. Where are they going to get their water now?
Yeah, all your makeup and all your hair product is now in that water. Also, probably some glitter. Someone's poisoned the water hole.
Sadie finally just like blows up and she's like, hey, I don't want to do any of this. You're just as bad as my mom. Right as Barbara comes back, she tells her mom, hey, please don't make me do this. All I wanted to do was maybe sing. And then you and Steven went fucking crazy and were like, you need a dress, you need a routine, you need this and that. And you interfered in this the same way you did with softball and swimming and all the other things I did throughout my life. Barbara says, she's like, I'm sorry, I just wanted to show everyone how talented my daughter is. If you don't want to do it, I'm sorry, you don't have to. And Steven is like, yeah, I'm sorry too. Sadie, you never wanted to do this, but I did. So Steven just puts on the fucking outfit and goes out and rocks the song.
Yeah. And then we get Sadie and her mom like, reconciling and talking about that during Steven dancing along to this song. It's great. I love that Nanafwa was just like, I knew it all along. That mystery guest thing had Steven written all over it. Like, obviously he was going to come out here and drag.
Yeah. I mean, let Steven just be Steven. Hey, Phoebe.
At least this time he's dressed.
Yeah. Hey, Phoebe, I want to hear you talk about why you love Sadie and also motherhood, because those are two of the main talking points you wanted to talk about for this episode.
Yeah, Sadie and motherhood. Phoebe,
you
love motherhood?
I just feel like this episode, coming straight off of Nightmare Hospital, which was also an episode concerned with a daughter and her mother. And also in the midst of, Steven trying to deal with all of his very complicated feelings about his own mom, and also all of the Gems drama when they're, not exactly his mothers, but they are mothering at times. I don't know. There's something about Stephen continuously witnessing these people make up with their mothers, with like Connie and Sadie back to back. And the Connie one is more explicit about like connecting it back to Rose, but this one's a little bit more. I don't know if he really retained any of what he just saw because he immediately ran straight to the stage. but yeah, that's what I was thinking about a lot watching this, was like the motherhood theme in season 2 specifically. Yeah, and I mean, I think I'm realizing that part of my love for Sadie is just maybe narcissistic, but I just like seeing her dealing with this idea of like, I don't know, I like seeing her at the very end of the episode getting to sing her own version of the song by herself, like just her and Steven, just for herself. Yeah, I don't know. I like seeing Sadie think that she can do this and then not being able to. You know, this kind of plot line in any other TV show would probably be like, they got stage fright, but they got over it. And isn't that great, everyone?
Yeah.
But that's not what happens here. It takes her, that's actually kind of her arc for the rest of the show. So.
Yeah, damn. Bring a dramaturg to discuss themes and plots and you get a fucking eloquent, well-spoken thing. What a surprise.
I'm glad that it sounded well-spoken because it didn't feel like it in my head.
Oh my god, wow. Having friends smarter than me is always a treat. So the episode ends with Steven doing the song, and then it transitions to the big donut storage unit, or storage area, where Sadie, it like transitions into Sadie singing it and Steven's playing it on the ukulele. And it's a very calming, rendition because she's just doing it at her own pace in front of someone she trusts, alone, no makeup, no outfit, no routine. She's just singing a song she likes.
That's what they should have done. Like, it would have even been cuter if Steven had also been playing with her too. Like, they could have done like a little act like that. And they could have just been like, I mean, they could have been wearing matching shirts or something. Like, something comfortable but cute or whatever. But like, just playing with your friend is more fun than like making it a whole big thing, especially for Sadie, because she just wanted to, hang out with a friend.
Yeah.
Hey, Robert.
Hey, Charlie.
Should we go to the Crystal Temple?
For some Crystal Temple trivia?
I think so. I think we should.
Heck yeah.
In this episode, Mr. Smiley isn't voiced by Sinbad, but by Colton Dunn instead.
This is me completely forgetting that Mr. Smiley is normally voiced by fucking Sinbad.
Yeah, I actually didn't know that until just now.
Steven learns that Barbara is Sadie's mother.
I still think it's hilarious that you were calling her Barbara the entire time, because I feel like she's always just called Barb. I'm like, who the fuck is Barbara? Oh, right.
I'm barely on first name basis is with Barbara. We're not friends enough where I can call her Barb.
Sure.
This episode is skipped in a number of countries for unknown reasons. It is possible that Steven dressing up as Sadie and performing her song is a contributing factor.
Unknown reasons.
Possible.
Quote unquote.
Yeah, possibly. This episode reveals that Sadie's surname is Miller.
In the UK, this episode was aired as part of Season 3 in June. However, in iTunes and on-demand listings, it still appears as part of Season 2, albeit being placed in between Back to the Barn and Too Far, which is not where this episode should go. Although I guess technically it can go wherever it wants. It's not reliant on any pre-existing episode.
I mean, if we're going with the theme of like people reconciling with their mothers and such, like it does very much fit here after Nightmare Hospital. So
does this also mean that the episode where Pearl and Garnet like make up is some kind of making up with your mother analogy?
I mean, it's people making up together, and they're both like friends of Steven's mom. So maybe that's the connection there. But we just have like we do kind of have like 3 makeup things in a row. So
it's kind of mothers. The failing is the wrong word, but like failing to do their what they're attempting to do, their job successfully. And I feel like a lot of the Pearl plotline and the Garnet plot lines especially can fit into that category if you want them to.
Pearl is kind of like the most motherly of the gems to Steven. So there you go. There's that as well.
Steven's brief consideration of taking one of the plush toys is an animation in-joke. One of the toys, the teddy bear that Sadie kicked onto the pile earlier, is very clearly the only object in the pile that can be animated to be moved around. The expectation is that Steven will pick it up. The fact that he doesn't means the bear was only animated that way for the purposes of a visual gag.
Wonderful.
Incredible. Charlie, you're someone who runs a Scooby-Doo podcast. You definitely
I
notice
know.
when
I know the background things.
you definitely know when there's a certain section animated to be interacted with.
Yep, I've
Yeah.
seen enough of the memes and such. I know the background stuff. It's very prevalent.
I always think of the evil queen in Snow White. How her like hand passes over the bookshelf when there's one book that's clearly the only one that she can pick up.
That's funny. Yeah, no, that
Love
that
that.
is so true. Anything like old school Scooby-Doo, old school Disney, even modern like Scooby-Doo and Disney, they'll do stuff like that.
It's good stuff. For cultural references, the star makeup applied to Sadie is similar to the character Jem from Jem and the Holograms.
What the fuck is Gem and the Holograms?
You don't know
I don't
Jem?
remember Jem and the holograms.
I unfortunately do not.
Jem is excitement. Ooh, Jem.
Hey,
It's outrageous.
bonus episode.
Truly
Charlie.
outrageous.
Charlie, bonus episode.
Bonus episode, Jem and the Holograms.
Give
heard
me
it?
like, oh my god, it's like this is like a multi-season fucking show. Oh my god.
It is, bro. One day, I like walked downstairs and my mom was like, "Gem and the Holograms is on Netflix," and I'm like, "What the fuck is that?" And I suddenly was watching Gem with her, and I was like, "This is a show. It sure is."
It's a show. In the pile of Sadie's stuffed animals, one of them looks like Gunter from the Cartoon Network series Adventure Time. This is possibly a tribute to Olivia Olson, who sang Haven't You Noticed I'm a Star since she voices Marceline in Adventure Time. Yes, this is something I completely forgot. Rebecca Sugar also wrote many of the songs that were sung by Olivia Olson on Adventure Time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We love Marceline. One of the audience members is wearing a shirt with what resembles a super mushroom from Super Mario Brothers.
Sadie's outfit resembles that of Bloom's outfit in her Winx form from the Winx Club franchise. Yay, Winx Club reference! I love it. Is it a reference, or is it just the fact that, like, she has her belly button exposed? Because that's just all of the Winx Club characters. That was the time.
Why the fuck is this in cultural references? Hey, Jamie does a classic mime routine.
Because mimes are
Classic.
like a cultural reference. Like miming, I would assume.
At least the Wikia didn't do the thing it usually does, where it's like Jamie appears to be doing a classical mime routine.
We can't be sure.
And now for Charlie's favorite section.
Continuity?
The Beach Palooza event is a nod back to Steven and the Stevens, where the same event occurs, suggesting it might have been a full year since this episode, which lines up with Connie's words in Nightmare Hospital, the previous episode. I haven't needed actual glasses for almost a year. Steven also mentioned that there was a Beach Palooza 2 years ago, and Sadie's scar from Island Adventure is still present. That's like our whole conversation in one bullet point.
Yeah, that it is. Many of the members of the audience also attended the Boardwalk Parade from Bubble Buddies.
Barb is still wearing her knee brace from Love Letters.
I think she wears that every episode.
Barb again refers to Steven as Greg's boy, once more hinting at some kind of relationship between herself and Greg. What was the first reference?
That's a good question. I don't know. I was about to make a joke, be like, God, can we point to a single woman in all of Beach City that Greg did not fuck?
I don't think he fucked Vidalia. I think they were just buddies. And I don't really think he fucked Barb either. I don't think that timing works out necessarily. I think they're just like people in the same age range. Perhaps. Maybe they just could have met at some point. You live in the same town. There's 15 people here. Odds are you're going to know each other. Ronaldo can be seen carrying what looks to be a chalkboard with the gems and gem symbols drawn on it, meaning he is still true to his theories from Keep Beach City Weird. One of the drawings in specific bears resemblance to Peridot, who he canonically meets in Cry for Help, as stated through his blog. Another drawing represents the Great Diamond Authority, a symbol previously seen in the arena in Sworn to the Sword, and later, it could have been great.
Lars is still hanging out with the cool kids and appears more relaxed about it than previously.
In the song, Haven't You Noticed I'm a Star, one of the lyrics in the song is stepping out of my hot pink limousine, which could be foreshadowing to Pink Diamond stepping out of her palanquin before her shattering. I don't know about that one.
Stepping out of my hot pink palanquin.
Palanquin.
Yeah.
Palanquin?
I see it.
To be fair, it does say, which could be foreshadowing. You know, Wikia is pulling its usual bullshit.
I like that theory, though.
One of the costumes Sadie grabs is her dress from Watermelon Steven.
And now for our Pearl Point. Who are we giving our Pearl Point to?
Do I want to give it to Sadie for, like, finally talking to her mom? Or do I want to give it to Steven for dressing up in the outfit at the end? It's really hard.
You can do half points here, Charlie.
I can do half points. Let's go with that. Let's, Sadie gets one because she did a good thing. And Steven was a cutie patootie doing his thing. So there we go.
Phoebe, who are you giving your pearl point to?
First instinct is the like tiny drawing of Olivia Olson on the album cover of the song. If I can't go with, but like I do kind of want to go with just Sadie generally because I'm proud of her.
As we all should be. I'm gonna give it to Nana Foi dressed as a dummy, as a ventriloquist doll. It's a good bit. I really think if this was like a talent show kind of thing, they should have won hands down.
Absolutely. If you hadn't done that, I probably would have done that one, actually. I would have changed mine.
And now for the question. What's really funny is a good question to ask would have been, hey, did you do after school activities or the like when you were younger? We answer that without even trying.
That's true. How about, have you ever been in a talent show?
We can't ask that. This isn't a talent show.
What?
This isn't a talent show. It's just a fun little beach party.
It's kind of a talent show. I don't know.
Well, then the answer to your question is no. I've never been in a talent show.
Yeah, no.
Sad. I have not either.
Why would you ask this question?
I was hoping both of y'all would be like, actually, I did this really cool thing. Plot twist, I'm into close-up magic. Like,
well, you could do like if you had to do a talent show or had to do something like this, what would you perform?
There you go. How about that? If you had to do a talent show right now, what would your act be?
Oh, that's a good one. That implies I have talent. That translates beyond making silly little photos on my phone and then posting them to an Instagram account.
I just remembered that I did for a drama class have to like go up and explain a talent that I had, and I couldn't think of anything, so I went up and explained to everyone how to win tic-tac-toe every time. I had like a wipe-off board and showed them how to win tic-tac-toe every time. Just like the worst routine you could possibly do at a talent show, honestly.
I mean, if Ronaldo is allowed to do his like chalkboard presentation, I think you're allowed to do whatever. Robert, I think what you do is you just become a living meme, actually. Like you just kind of like pose in as many meme things as possible.
Okay, A, that's kind of cute. B, I've told this story multiple times. I did get an A in my sophomore like English college class reciting Hamlet's soliloquy while Evanescence Bring Me to Life was playing in the background. Because it was supposed to be like adapt a scene from Hamlet into like a video or an Instagram post or a joke or a meme or whatever. And I'm like, meme, you say? This was before the fucking meme page, by the way. So I just raw dogged this shit and I got an A and it was great.
I mean, there you go.
And now we'd like to thank our guest, Phoebe, who I think this is your 6th time on here? 5th time? Someone do math.
I just know that you have the most times. That's what matters.
You have regained your title from our other repeat guest.
Do you remember her name?
Kyla.
Yep.
I did it. We did it. Let's fucking do it. Let's fucking go, boys. You have regained your title, Phoebe. How do you feel?
Good. I'm gonna keep fighting for it until the very end.
Yeah.
As you should.
Phoebe, if you'd like to remind everyone once again where they can find you on the internets.
You can find me specifically at Dramaturg with a W, Dramaturg, on Twitter, and at Fojoko, Phojoco, on Instagram. And you can find my podcast, Monster Donut, at PJO Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, and listen to it wherever you get your podcasts.
Woo! Oh my gosh. Good stuff. And now, hey, Charlie.
Hey, Robert.
If every podcast were perfect,
we wouldn't have the bits.
Bye.
Bye.
You can follow this podcast socials at the Bits SU Pod on Instagram and Tumblr. You can send a message to our Diamond Line through thebitsupod@gmail.com. If you'd like to support us financially, join us at our Patreon, patreon.com/thebitsu. By becoming a patron, you can join the Deus Ex Media Discord server, where you'll be able to chat with us and other listeners about Steven Universe, or whatever else. Our $5 patron tier also gets you access to Steven's Room, our monthly bonus show. There, we'll be talking about a wide variety of topics, which usually have something to do with Steven in some way. No promises.
You can check out our merch store, The Bits SU, on Redbubble to find custom designs made by yours truly. Or if you cannot or do not want to support us financially, we'd really appreciate a rating, a review, or even letting your friends and followers know how much you love the podcast. It really helps. Our music was written and produced by Jason Hilton. You can find him at Negative Selections on Instagram. You can follow me, Charlie, at GreenPixie12 on most platforms. I also have an art Instagram at GreenPixieDraws.
You can find me, Robert, at the Damn Meme Page on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Blue Sky. If you want to have more from me, check out my YouTube channel, also called The Damn Meme Page, where I make videos mainly about Percy Jackson, but also sometimes other fun stuff. The Bits is proud to be a part of Deus Ex Media, which features great podcasts like Burn Before Reading, a podcast about shiterature, where your hosts, Christina and Leela, cringe about writing.
I'm Christina Kahn.
And I'm Leela Hilton,
And this is Burn Before Reading,
the podcast about shiterature.
We're here to examine the terrible writing we did when we were younger.
Like that school project you were really proud of.
Or that poem you wrote when you got dumped.
Well, how about that apology letter you wrote to your mom when you got into that fight?
Or the song you recorded before you knew how to write music.
Okay, don't at me. And we're here to talk about other cringy literary topics along the way.
Like the Library of Alexandria.
And Dewey Decimal.
His name was Melville Dewey.
Oh, well, do we want to get the clips rolling?
I don't think I ever recovered from this in terms of being cool.
Why did I say any of this?
I do like the drama.
So there is actually quite a bit to unpack here.
Oh, all this drama was so addictive as a teenager.
There's no punctuation to it. I'll start with that.
I actually have no memory of this.
There were so many lies that I was telling.
It's not terrible.
No one really taught me how to write a good short story.
That was a journey.
Listen to Burn Before Reading
Every Wednesday, wherever pods are cast.
And now, for your listening pleasure, all of the episodes of Steven Universe up until where we are, but Phoebeized. The Time Phoebe.
Phoebe Glow.
Light Phoebe.
Cheeseburger Phoebe.
Phoebe Breakfast.
Phoebo.
Phoebe Fingers.
Phoebe Buddies.
Serious Phoebe.
Phoebe Millionaire.
Stevens Phoebe.
Phoebe Mania.
Giant Phoebe.
So many Phoebes.
Phoebe and the Cool Kids.
Phoebe Trade.
Phoebe the Sword Fighter.
Lion 2, the Phoebe.
Phoebe Party.
Rose's Phoebe.
Coach Phoebe.
Phoebe Victim?
Phoebe and the Phoebes.
Monster Phoebes.
An indirect Phoebe.
Mirror Phoebe.
Ocean Phoebe.
Phoebe Guest.
Space Phoebe.
Secret Phoebe.
Phoebe Adventure.
Keep Beach City Phoebe.
Phoebe Cuisine.
Garnet's Phoebe.
Watermelon Phoebe.
Lion 3, straight to Phoebe.
Warp Phoebe.
Phoebe Together.
The Phoebe.
Phoebe Vision.
On the Phoebe.
Horror Phoebe.
Winter Phoebe.
Maximum Phoebe.
Phoebe Madness.
Phoebe Scabbard.
Open Phoebe.
Shirt Phoebe.
Story for Phoebe.
The Phoebe Message.
Political Phoebe.
The Return of Phoebe.
Jail Phoebe.
Full Phoebe.
Phoebe Ride.
Say Phoebe.
Love Phoebe.
Phoebe Reformed.
Sworn to the Phoebe.
Rising Tides, Crashing Phoebe.
Keeping it Phoebe.
We Need to Phoebe.
Phoebe Teed.
Cry for Phoebe.
Keystone Phoebe,
Phoebe friend,
Historical Phoebe,
Phoebe ship,
Nightmare Phoebe.
Phoebe's song.
Thank you so much for listening.
Dave X Media.